Hello and welcome to the Ghost Quarter. So we're going to try and make this quick because I've got shit to do today. I need to rearrange my entire storefront and do it on the quick. So here's what's going on. For those of you who don't know, I've been actively working on improving my storefront to be more of a automated sales than me actively selling situation. I have been working really hard to get to a point where the Ghost Quarter is paying for itself and I'm not working my ass off to make it make me money. It's more of a, I do the work up front and I get paid dividends over time situation I'm aiming for. As bad as that is to say, it is the truth. And to that end, I started realizing the only way I'm going to get to that point of having the arcade, having the snacks, having the stuff, is that if I start automating a good chunk of the things I'm doing. Now, here's the thing about automation. There's no such thing as a foolproof automation. You're going to have somebody around to check on it, make sure the machines aren't jammed, that they're full, they're maintained, somebody doesn't come in and tag your machines. You're going to have to figure that out. Because here's the thing about vandalism. It doesn't matter if you catch the perp after the fact, your machine is still borked. So you're going to have to deal with that. And fixing a damaged coin mech is expensive on a vending machine. Not to mention a bill acceptor that goes out, you're looking at easily $100 to $200 repair right there. And you need to have a plan in place if that happens. Not to mention, okay, nobody shows up, your merchandise goes bad, you lose money. What are you going to do? And you see where I'm going with this. There's a lot of things that are moving parts to a business like this. And you need to have these questions answered ahead of time. Now, in my case, I already know exactly how I'm going to start handling some of these situations as they come up. And it's literally a shotgun approach. Now, is that a good thing to say? No. Am I going to say it anyway? Yeah. And here's why. What I'm doing is I'm aiming to have more than, well, how do I phrase this correctly? I'm aiming to have more than 3 different vending machines right out of the gate. And it's literally going to be drink machines to start with because we're rolling into summer in the next couple of months, and I want 3 vending machines. A Pepsi machine, a Dr. Pepper machine, and a Coca-Cola machine. Now, I know you're probably going, why would I want all 3 of those? Well, the reason why is not everybody in town wants to drink a Pepsi, and not everybody in town wants to drink a Mountain Dew, and not everybody in town wants to drink a Coca-Cola. So you're going to want to cater to as many people as possible. And so the best way to do that is to have a machine of each that, sorry, throat. As I was saying, you need to have one of each machine so you have the best possible chance of making a sale. Now, more machines means more likely a chance of something going wrong. That's why the machines I'm buying are going to be backed with a full guarantee, and if something does go wrong, all I have to do is call that number and they can go, oh yeah, that sounds like a blah 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 error. All you have to do is blah blah blah. Or you're going to need to replace blah 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 blah. It's like, okay, do you sell that part? Yeah, how much? It's going to be about $200. Okay. Alright. And there you go. So my point is, the Ghost Quarter is coming along, and that's just the starting basis. Remember, I'm doing an arcade, so you're probably going, okay, well, that by itself isn't going to make sales, or as many sales as you'd like. And it's like, yes and no, and here's what I mean. Logistically speaking, I would rather have those on hand and build up the arcade around it than try and build up the arcade and not sell people on the drinks while they're here. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, okay, well, if you have that, you're going to have drinks next to very expensive pinball machines. And it's like, yes, and I'm going to have somebody here to make sure that doesn't happen. But it's going to be what it is. Now, by the end of all this, I'm aiming to leverage everything I'm doing into the next deal every single time. Meaning, if I buy $5,000 worth of vending machines, that same $5,000 after it's paid off is collateral on the next loan if I have to. Meaning, okay, yeah, I'm borrowing a large chunk of change, but I've already built up revenue. I'm already making more, and it's making me able to afford to do this next deal. Now, I probably wouldn't borrow 10 grand in one swing. I probably would be like, okay, yeah, my revenue's up, but I want to make sure that, I can keep making money from the next deal. And I still want to get to a point where I'm buying brand new pinball machines outright. Now, I know I mentioned 31 pinball machines I'd like to buy. I've been thinking about that, and I thought about it and said, I'd like to buy those, but 90% of those, other than like the Addams family, most normal people probably wouldn't really be interested in playing. Normally around here, people are after like the brand new experience. They want to play brand new. They don't want to mess around with, a circa 2000 machine. Now, exclusions to that include Ripley's Believe It or Not. I'm pretty sure that machine would go over just fine here. In fact, that's probably going to be the first pinball machine I actually buy. The problem still persists where my space is limited, so I have to pick very carefully how I'm going to make money from these things. And not to mention, the more machines I have in here, the more likely it is something goes wrong. Not to mention more electricity is being used. My rent might go up from that. And so everything I do needs to be calculated to make me the most money without putting myself in financial risk doing it. And it's getting to be an issue sometimes where, I say I'm going to do something and then I halfway do it and I don't commit fully to the leap and then I fall flat on my face. And that cannot happen, especially when you're moving 800 pounds worth of vending machines around your store. You need to be very, very confident and very sure of what you're doing if you're going to do that. Not to mention, there's one outlet over here. I'm pretty confident. It's either one or two. Oh, there's one there, and then, yeah, one here, and they're both grounded outlets, so that's fine. I can work with that. I'm going to have to clear this entire section out over here and move it somewhere. And I know you're probably going, okay, well, what are you going to do? Well, the good news is that machine there, the Red Bull machine, is very, 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 very light. I can move that practically by hand. I'm going to use the dolly, but I can practically move that by hand. So that's fine. I'm going to move that one over there. I'm going to get rid of this and then move this down there and then put in 3 vending machines here is what I'm going to do. Just to get them in here, because I've already got the Coca-Cola machine on the way. I don't know when it's even arriving, but I need a space for that. It needs to be in here and ready to go. No questions asked. I want it in here and I want it making me money. The best part is I leveraged my deal with the Atlantic Bottling Company and they're just like, yeah, okay, here. And it'll be here at some point soon. No guarantees on when, but it's coming. And I'm going to prepare for it, because if they back out of the deal, I'm going to go, okay, that's fine. We still have a deal on the Coke, right? I can still buy from you, right? And they're like, yeah. It's like, cool. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go buy my own vending machine. I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to make money, is what I'm going to do. You had your chance. Not literally say it like that, but that's pretty much how it would be. And it's like, I'm not mad at you. I get it. It doesn't make sense from your business standpoint to put your machine in here when there isn't as much foot traffic as you'd like yet, because I can't prove that there's enough traffic. It's like, fine. However, I'm looking at the longer term picture. See, as it currently sits, we're in the slow period of the year, meaning right now people aren't spending a lot of money and they're not traveling around. When summer rolls around, people are going to be definitely wandering around, and it's going to be worth my money, time, and interest to get people's attention and go, yeah, I've got a Ripley's Believe It or Not pinball machine over here next to a Halloween pinball machine. Oh, and 4 vending machines, one a snack machine, one a Dr. Pepper, one a Mountain Dew, one of them is a Pepsi machine, one of them is a Dr. Pepper, and one of them is a Coca-Cola, followed by a snack machine. You know, you do that, people will pay attention. Because, yeah, that screams, okay, this person's actually serious about what they're doing. And I thought about it a little bit, and I'm like, okay, well, that's all well and good, but I'm going to have to promote that, because here's the thing. All the time, I see people coming up to my store and doing this. Up to the glass. They can't see anything. Literally, it's... Yeah, because my windows are slightly tinted. Let me show you. I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, oh, he's just full of it. I can see everything perfectly fine in here. Yep, sorry, I locked my door. 1 second. Let me just show you something here. Even standing here, I can't see shit. Yeah, you see what I mean? You can't see shit looking in those windows. Hence why people are at my windows. Now, even with that, I'm going to have to do some kind of promotion. Because you can see my windows are gigantic. And people are driving by. And I'd wager strongly that if I gave people a good enough reason to come in here, they'd come in and they'd spend money. And a bonus to that is, I wouldn't even have to be here. So, yeah, probably a valid point. Even better is I started thinking about, all right, well, that's a thing. What if I could vend certain things like booster packs or, card accessories or literally any number of things that I wouldn't ordinarily be able to vend? How can I get away with that? And that's when I started really thinking about, the vending portion of this, where it's like, I don't necessarily just have to vend drinks. I could vend other larger items and make it worth their time and my time. Because at that point, if I'm not even here and I have somebody just kind of sitting in watching the place, I could sell probably more items with very little effort, which would be nice. So, yeah, anyway, that's what I've been thinking about, and I'm actually about to do. So let me get this entire thing changed up a little bit, and you'll see exactly what I'm doing. Also, today's my birthday, quite literally. So if you've watched to this point, remember to wish me a happy birthday. So let's go ahead and get this entire store looking sexy, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take it easy. Bye.